Hey YouTube, so I finally found some time to do a second video. So I'm actually 3 months out from my procedure with Dr. Mwamba. I had a FUE transplant where he put 2,000 grafts in. So the 1,800 of them was split between the top portion as well as the crown area. And I had another 200 put along the hairline to shore up my hairline. So just let you know what my experience has been like. Last month, I really I don't know if I noticed a difference or not. I think some of the hairs that got transplanted stayed there. So I think some of those were growing. But this month, I did notice a little pickup as far as the density is concerned, and some hairs are starting to sprout up. So I'm excited about that. But just giving you some more insight into what's going on. So things that I've done. I've continued with the finasteride. I never really stopped that. I know Dr. Mwamba did recommend switching from the finasteride and using the whey protein. I do use the whey protein, but I still take the finasteride. I'm if the wheel's not broke, don't fix it. I'd be real devastated if I stopped using it and then I started to see a further progression of hair loss. So that's where I'm currently at. I also, in addition to the finasteride, I use the biotin as well as minoxidil. I take the minoxidil in the morning and I also take it at night. Week 10, I looked online and somewhere said, hey, week 10 or 12, you can start moisturizing your scalp again, because I was tired of my scalp being dry. So I started using the scalp moisturizer, now with a lot of ingredients, pretty natural, oils. And I put that in a couple times a day and just, let it sit. So I think that that's been helpful. I think that that has actually been helping me a bit. But just my experience so far has been good. Again, my experience with Dr. Mwamba and the World's Hair Transplant Clinic was great. Just being there with them and them answering all the questions that I have, as well as posing questions for me that help me gain a better understanding as to what I've been through in this process, because this is actually my third procedure. One of the things he actually highlighted for me was the grafts that I had previously, that they really weren't set in the right direction. So kind of makes your hair look a bit wilder. One of the bonus things he did for me, which was great, was he took out some of the old grafts that shouldn't have been placed on my hairline because they were too thick or there were too many follicles in each graft. And he replaced those grafts. Those were along the hairline. So I'm gonna hop to it, just show you exactly what I look like now, and you be the judge. I'm at 3 months, so the majority of my growth technically is not there, but it should be slowly progressing. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, all the way up till 8. That's when I usually notice that what you're looking at is largely what you're gonna get. Maybe there's some showing up here and there, but not really noticeable to me. So here I am. All right, so this is my top area. So again, this area right here was pretty much almost completely bald. It was real thinned out. And this is my crown area. So hope you got a good view and you can see what's going on in my crown. So I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna just pause here for a moment so you can see. Okay. All right, one more time. There we go. And I'll pause here so you can kind of look at my top area. All right, so at this point, I don't know what's going to happen going forward, but I'm pretty pleased with what I'm seeing so far. The hair along the hairlines is pretty soft, pretty natural looking. I did experience a little bit of shock loss, but I think with the the moisturizing and stuff, that's starting to come back in. I do see little hairs, a little shock loss stuff, little hairs coming up in that area. So that's really where I'm at. I'm gonna do another video at 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, all the way up until 8 months. I hope this is helpful for you, because I really didn't see a lot of other African Americans like myself who were posting their progress throughout having from having the FUE procedure to their progression And I think it can be real helpful because sometimes you really want things to happen quickly, and it's not easy to tell if you're following the right timeline, even though I'm sure everyone has, a timeline that's more specific to them. But it's good to see how other people are doing, especially if maybe your growth is a little bit slower than what you think it should be. When you find out that you're actually in line with where everyone else is. So, and this is where I am. If you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and drop it in the comments for me. I'll go ahead and answer those questions. If there's any resources that I can provide you. I took a DHT blocker in addition to the finasteride, or I'm taking one. So if you want more information on that, just let me know. I hope you have a great day, great week, and thanks for tuning in with me.